There's an easy way to have an entire resort all to yourself without paying any extra fees, without buying the property out. I've done it so many times when I get to a resort and there are literally no other guests. Not a lot of people know about this, and resorts don't make it easy for you. Before I tell you this one hack on having an entire resort all to yourself, don't forget to subscribe below. We're also on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, so if you can follow Travelbinger there, that would be amazing. Okay, so my tip this week is how you can get an entire resort all to yourself. And the easiest way you can do this is booking your reservation within a week, 2 weeks, or even up to a month after the resort opens. If you want a very private vacation where there's no other guests there, this is what you need to do. You need to book the resort within days, weeks, up to a month of opening, and you will have it all to yourself. This means that it's not going to be crowded. You will clearly get upgraded to a top suite because none of them are going to be booked. There's going to be no crowded pools, no screaming kids. You will likely get discounts at the restaurants they're serving, so they need people to eat. You'll likely get discounts at the spa. You'll get the hot tub all to yourself. Resorts are generally in beach locations, so you will have the entire beach area to yourself if it is on a beach. Resorts don't announce the official opening date until they're 1000% confident they can open on time. The reason why is because they know they're gonna have delays. Those are always expected, whether it's construction, whether it's, they didn't hire enough staff, and just any other unexpected surprises. When they actually know the opening date, they will release that information weeks, a month, maybe 2 months in advance. Now, that's too late to get travelers there on the opening date because travelers book vacations months in advance. And travelers also like looking at reviews to see whether, they like it or not, or whether they want to check in. So as a result, the first few weeks of a resort opening, they're not going to have full occupancy. They're not going to have 50% occupancy. They're barely going to have 10% occupancy. Resorts don't expect anyone to check in within the first few weeks of opening because they miss all those people who booked, months in advance or would like to read reviews from other guests. That is how you can have an entire resort all to yourself, by booking within the first few days, weeks, or even up to a month, or, depending on where it is, up to 2 months of the resort opening. Nobody's going to be there. As an example, I did a review of Palmaya, the House of Aia in Playa del Carmen, in my last YouTube video. My friends and I booked within a month of it opening. Out of the 314 rooms, we were among 3 other reservations there. We only really saw them during breakfast, and then we had all the pools to ourselves every day. We had the entire beach to ourselves. It was just crazy. It's like as if we booked a private vacation rental. I've booked a resort within the first 2 weeks in different places. I was among the first to stay at Hanoi in Vietnam, Tamba del Inca in just outside of Cusco, Peru, Casa Kimberly in Puerto Vallarta. So out of all these places, me and my friends were the only guests. If you hate crowded resorts, this is the best way to go. The chances of you getting a resort all to yourself if you book within the first few days, weeks, or even up to a month of it opening are very high. Yeah, and when I say if you hate crowds at resorts, I'm talking about when you go to a resort and the pool is crowded, you can't find a sunbed, there's screaming children, there's lines for the restaurants, you have to wait. It's always nice when you have a little bit more privacy, when it's a little less crowded, but it's amazing when you have total privacy and there's no one else in sight. And obviously, it's the difference of you booking a reservation within a first few days or weeks or month of opening is a lot cheaper than if you bought out the resort for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Basically, you save hundreds of thousands of dollars. So obviously it's a catch-22. Like a resort's not gonna announce its opening date for a while. You don't know when it's gonna open. Therefore, you're not gonna make any bookings. You're not gonna plan that far in advance. What you do is you go to a destination's website. So let's say it's Cancun, Mexico, or Austin, Texas, or whatever. They all have websites. They usually list the new properties that are opening within that year. So you can look and see if there's any new resorts opening. Once you find one that you like, go to that resort's website or follow them on social media, because they will give you updates on when the official opening date is. So as soon as you have that information, you can book. Once they say, okay, we have our opening date, this is it, go ahead and book, do it. But book within days and weeks of it opening. Obviously, this works better if it's a resort opening in a destination during low season. That's like Aspen during the summer, Maldives during rainy season. You get the idea. You know what low season is. It increases your chances of nobody being at that resort because nobody's traveling during that time. So I also want to mention, if you do this, if you stay at a resort within a few days, weeks, or a month of opening, you should expect what we call opening kinks. And so that's basically because they haven't had enough guests to give them proper feedback. They don't know what they're doing well. They don't know what they could improve on. They don't know what they're excelling at. There could be some kinks here and there, and not everything could be open. Like, you could check into the resort and, you know, everything's open except for the gym. They're still building that out. Or, you know, one of the restaurants is, you know, hasn't fully opened yet. Just to leverage your expectations, those are things that could be possible. That's the one tip that I wanted to give you this week, is that you can have an entire property to yourself without having to pay any crazy fees by buying it out, without doing anything like illegal, I don't know, or whatever. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like this video. It's so easy. You just click that button that says like. Don't forget to visit Travelbinger.com. That's our website that provides tons of additional tips and hacks and service stories on, you know, for when you travel. Yeah, I guess that's it. We're also on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Oh wait, Facebook. No. Okay, that's it. So, bye-bye.